The referee looks at his linesman. The linesman looks back. Neither of them has seen the hand. 114,000 people in the stadium have. The ball sits in the net. The whistle blows. The goal stands. This is football untold. This is the story of Maradona at the Azteca, crime and miracle in 4 minutes. June 22, 1986. Estadio Azteca, Mexico City. 2 nations, 1 afternoon, 1 goal that would outlive them both. Argentina and England were not meeting over a football pitch. They were meeting over 4 years of silence. 4 years since the Falklands War. 4 years since soldiers from Buenos Aires and soldiers from London had killed each other over an island in the South Atlantic. The match was scheduled as sport. Both teams knew better. Maradona would write about it later. He called it revenge, not a game. Revenge more than winning. It was about knocking out the English, about erasing them from the tournament, from the earth, if possible. The English came thinking of football. Maradona came thinking of history. The stadium was brutal. Altitude of 2,200 meters. Midday heat that turns bone to ash. 114,580 people pressed into the Azteca, all of them breathing the same thin air, all of them feeling the same weight. There was no wind. There was no mercy. There was only the grass and the men who would tear it to pieces. Diego Maradona was 5'5". Peter Shilton was 6'1". In every argument about height, the Englishman won. But football is not played by the tape measure. 51 minutes into the match, the ball breaks loose in midfield. Maradona moves. He plays a 1-2 with a teammate. The ball loops back, deflecting off an English midfielder named Steve Hodge. A poor clearance, a mistake made in an instant. The ball hangs in the air between them. Shilton comes off his line. Maradona rises. 5'5" jumps against 6'1". The smaller man does not use his head. He uses his left fist, and he punches the ball downward into the net like he is hitting something that has wronged him. The ball falls through the cord. The goal is scored. The referee is a Tunisian man named Ali bin Nasser. His linesman is Bulgarian, named Bogdan Doshev. Neither waves a flag. Neither blows a whistle of dissent. The goal is awarded. It stands on the board. Argentina 1, England 0. England's players swarm the referee. They point at the hand. They point at the air. They point at the sky where the punch had happened. The referee does not change his decision. The goal remains. After the match, in the interview, Maradona speaks. He will be asked about the hand. He will smile. He will say the goal was scored a little with the head of Maradona and a little with the hand of God. The quote will travel across the world. The quote will become immortal. The quote will be repeated until it loses all meaning, becomes something the world simply accepts as truth. It happened. It was written. Move on. 4 minutes later, minute 55, 440 seconds. That is all the time that will pass between the sin and the sacred. The ball reaches Maradona again. He is 10 meters inside his own half. The pitch spreads before him like an ocean he has been hired to cross. He receives the ball. He spins. He moves between 2 English midfielders like water moving around stone. And then he runs. He runs 60 meters. He does this in 10.6 seconds. 11 touches of the football in all. Each one deliberate, each one absolute. He beats a defender named Butcher. He beats a defender named Fenwick. He beats Butcher again. He comes face to face with Shilton one more time, the same goalkeeper who stood before him 4 minutes earlier, and he rolls the ball past him into the net. A goal, a real goal, a goal made not of controversy, but of impossibility. The stadium does not know what it has witnessed. The commentators do not know. The television cameras do not know. In that moment, there is only silence, and then the sound of a nation understanding that it has just watched something it will never see again. 16 years later, FIFA will vote on the greatest goal in World Cup history. Thousands of goals will be nominated. Goals from Pelé and Ronaldo and Zinedine Zidane, and the vote will come back. Maradona, minute 55. The Azteca, 2002, the goal of the century. No vote was close. But Argentina did not win because of these 2 goals. Argentina won because Maradona played as if he was carrying the weight of a nation on his shoulders and refused to let it touch the ground. In the final, the quarterfinal, the semifinal, he was everywhere. 5 goals in the tournament, 5 assists. the most complete individual World Cup performance ever assembled by one man, not the most goals, not the most prestige, the most complete. That distinction matters. England went home. Belgium fell in the semi-final. Argentina faced West Germany in the final, and the final was 3-2. And when the whistle blew, Maradona was holding a trophy that he had placed on his own shoulders and carried across 3 matches while the entire world watched. Steve Hodge, the midfielder whose poor clearance began the hand of God, exchanged shirts with Maradona after the match. Both men walked off the field wearing each other's sweat. It was a gesture of respect between athletes. It was also, without either man knowing it, the beginning of an inheritance. That shirt sat in a closet for years, then it was displayed, then it was auctioned. In 2022, that single piece of fabric sold for £7.1 million, not dollars, pounds. 7.1 million, the most expensive piece of sports memorabilia ever sold at the time. A piece of cloth that had touched the body of Diego Maradona was worth more than most people's homes, their neighborhoods, their lifetimes. Referee and the linesman spent the next 34 years explaining themselves to each other and to the world. They blamed each other. They blamed the angle. They blamed the sun. Ali bin Nasser said he did not see the hand. Bogdan Doshev said he was not in position. Both men died knowing that their names would be printed forever beside the word error, the word blindness, the word betrayal. The goal stood. The reputation fell. There is no mercy in history for the people who make the small decisions. Maradona played on. He moved to Napoli. He won titles. He descended into addiction. He became a god in Naples and a pariah in England. He recovered. He relapsed. He managed Argentina's national team. He died on November 25, 2020, during a pandemic that had already killed hundreds of thousands of people. The world barely noticed, but the Azteca noticed. When Maradona died, the Azteca lit up his name in lights. 43 years after that match, the stadium remembered what he had done there. It remembered that 2 nations had come seeking warfare and found instead a man playing football like it was the only language remaining on earth. England plays there tonight. They will walk onto that pitch and feel the ghosts. They will feel Butcher and Fenwick and Hodge and Shilton and every man who played in that match and knew, in the moment it ended, that they had lost something they could not name. They will feel the hand. They will feel the run. They will feel the 4 minutes that separated crime from miracle and understand, finally, that football contains both, sometimes simultaneously, sometimes in the same afternoon. 4 minutes, 440 seconds. In that time, Maradona showed everything football is: the sin and the sacred, the hand of God and the hand of man, the controversy and the transcendence. The 2 things do not cancel each other out. They sit together, they live together, they haunt together. Some stories end at full time. This one never did.